Have you ever edited a video and felt like something was off? The editing was fine, but it still didn't look as good as other channels. When I first started editing, I felt this all the time. My edits weren't bad, but they never looked right. And eventually I realized, most amateur edits aren't bad because they're simple. They're bad because the fundamentals aren't there. I've been working as an editor for about 3 years now, and I see this happening all the time. So today I'll show you 3 fundamentals that instantly make your videos feel more professional. And the last one is the mistake I see most creators making. Let's start with the biggest problem. People don't leave your video because it lacks fancy effects or transitions, but they will leave if the audio is bad. Audio really comes down to 3 things: music, sound effects, and volume. Let's start with music. Try not to use the same song for the entire video. It quickly becomes repetitive and you'll lose one of the most powerful tools in editing: emotion. And please, avoid those generic YouTube tracks that sound like they came from a cheap commercial. There are plenty of websites with free music and even creators who share their music for free on YouTube. Sometimes I also add small sound effects to highlight important moments, but not everything needs a sound effect. If everything makes a sound, nothing feels important. And finally, volume. Your voice should always be the loudest part of the video, then the sound effects, and finally the music. That's usually how I balance them. But sometimes you want the music to take over, for example during a transition. In that case, one song fades out while the next fades in, just like this. This is where cuts and zooms come in. There are many ways to use them to keep attention or highlight important moments, but the key thing is knowing when to use them, because the biggest trap of amateur editing is doing too much. Let's start with cuts. Do not remove every pause from your video. If you cut every breath, the pacing becomes too fast. The viewers need small pauses to process what is happening, especially during animations, B-rolls or time-lapse. To start, I recommend simple hard cuts. They are great for showing time passing and key moments. And pay attention to your story. Always cut repetitive parts so they don't break the flow or tire the viewer. Another useful technique is the J-cut, where the audio from the next clip starts before the image changes. This works well when 2 scenes are very different and a hard cut feels too abrupt.
I believe that our guests are down here.
Joining us on this trip was a very special guest.
Hello!
Now about zooms. I like to combine zooms with cuts to highlight important moments. If a shot's a bit too long, a slow zoom in or zoom out can also help create a sense of movement. And when it happens right after a cut, it creates a nice visual impact that helps keep attention. So if you fix your audio and your pacing, your videos will already feel much more professional. But there is still one trap that many creators fall into. And honestly, this is one I wish I had understood much earlier. When I started editing in the corporate world, I thought I could use the same editing style I used for YouTube. So I filled the videos with zooms, dynamic subtitles and sound effects. My boss watched the video and said something like, "This looks like a YouTube video." And he didn't mean that as a compliment. He wanted something much simpler, no exaggerated zooms, because that's what our audience expected. And that's the mistake a lot of creators make. They copy whatever editing style is trending, without thinking about who they are editing for. Not every Minecraft video needs to look like a heavily edited documentary, and not every talking head video needs to be simple either. There is also space for videos with motion graphics and cinematic editing, so always think about your viewers first. Visual effects are just a complement. If the fundamentals are solid, your videos will already feel more professional than most channels. I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I see you in the next one. Bye!